All right, so I spent 9 years in Al-Anon from 2008 until 2017. And if there's one thing that I really deeply learned, it's that there is no difference between the codependent and the alcoholic or addict, no matter how much the codependent wants there to be. Outside the recovery realm, the same principles apply to the dynamic between the narcissist and the empath. I say this with a lot of conviction because really being able to hear, grok, and utilize the information I'm about to give you has been essential for me and many others in getting free of suffering. So here it is. The reason that there is no difference between the codependent and the addict, or the empath and the narcissist, is because you both have buried emotions in your body. Different buried emotions, but buried emotions nonetheless. Buried emotions are what narcissism is. They drive our suffering, they drive our addiction, they drive our codependency, they drive our chronic pain, they drive our depression, they drive our anxiety. All of these suffering states are a preoccupation with ourselves. And what else is narcissism but a preoccupation with self? If we're going to use that label, we're either all narcissistic or none of us are, right? I say this because I've recently seen coaches and speakers and licensed therapists online delineating and saying, don't worry, there's narcissists out there, but you, the empath, you're not one, you know? And I understand the intention is trying to comfort people, but in doing so, you are robbing people of the opportunity to get free of their buried emotions and their suffering. And I say this as a recovering anger repressor, AKA a codependent or an empath. Since I couldn't allow anger in myself as a kid because it wasn't safe to, I become an adult who can't allow anger in others. And when others do express it, I label them as abusive or narcissistic, right? But the inverse is true for them. They couldn't allow hurt or vulnerability as a kid, so they push that down and they have to attack and be aggressive, right, to stay safe. This isn't to say that you should allow abuse. I mean, you probably will if you're an anger repressor because you can't set boundaries and stand up for yourself because of the repressed anger. But it is saying that if you're not looking into why you're allowing the abuse, AKA your anger repression, then you're one half of the problem. Bottom line, if you're suffering, it's because of your buried emotions, and that's your narcissism. Come learn how to clear it out of your body at repressiontest.com.